Buffs and leaks are my favorite things to discuss in Pokemon Duel. So sit tight because we have a jam-packed reference to K-Dub episode of Pokemon Duel. What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. And before we even get into today's episode, hello, the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Kahenkio is back. He just uploaded a video. I have not watched it yet. I'm going to show you guys right now. Kahenkio 3 hours ago. Pokemon Duel in 2019. Kahenkio and the Z moves. Kahenkio's back. Possibly. I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet. I will watch it after I make this video. But if you guys are not subscribed to Kahenkio, if you don't know who Kahenkio is, man, you better do your research. Better do your homework. His link is in the description below. Please go check out that video. And I can't wait to check out that video. I'm happy. Well, I hope he's back. I really do hope he's back because his presence has been missed. Dude, it feels for how long? Like a year or so? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, aside from that, like I said, we have a lot to discuss. There were some leaks. Thank you, Turtle. And there are some buffs that we need to go over. Before we do that, we do have a blue booster. Can we open this up? Are we eligible to get the Dawn Wings yet? Looks like we're not going to get it, and we get a Scrub. I think that's like my third one that we have. We do have a lot of buffs. I do want to go over all of the buffs, but first I want to go over the leaks because the leaks is what's going to be most intriguing to me because I love speculating on what we're going to be getting. And we did get this teaser. We did get the Ultra Necrozma's here, which I really don't care about. Like in the trailer at the very end, it teased that the Ultra Necrozma was coming. Some people didn't think it was Ultra Necrozma. Well, here you go. And I don't really care about it because you know it's going to be a paywall figure. It's going to be super OP. I don't really care about that. It's almost time to celebrate 40 million downloads. I have a little like a discrepancy about like it's not about numbers, man. It's really not. It is and it's not about numbers because it's not about 40 million downloads. The numbers that matter are people who are playing the game, and it is definitely not 40 million. So I hate misleading stuff like that. Like, oh, 40 million downloads. Well, how many people are actually playing the game? But we do have some information. We are holding events to celebrate the 40 million downloads of Pokemon Duel. To start off, we are giving you a rare Azumarill. You can log in during the period below to get it. Azumarill, dude, I'm so excited for Azumarill, and here's why. Like, I come from a competitive gaming background. Like competitive Halo is what I got into. And competitive Halo or Pokemon, I didn't really get into, meaning I didn't play competitive Pokemon Duel or Pokemon from like the main series, like the Game Boy games, but I was a definitely spectator. And Azumarill was a staple, like such a good sweeper in OU. So the fact that I'm seeing Azumarill and we have Marill, like, dude, I'm so excited for Azumarill. So before we even go over the buffs that we're going to be getting, I want to go over the speculation of the leaks first. So the maintenance is going to be the 13th. Speaking of which, I'm going to be giving somebody a player's pass. I will be paying for it. When I'm going to be doing it, it's going to be this Sunday. We're going to be streaming this Sunday. I don't know exactly what time yet, but I will keep you posted. So if you're not following me on Twitter, that's that's where you're going to gather that information. I will let you know. I'll tweet out on Twitter on when I will be streaming. So if you're not following me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and that's when you'll figure out when we are going to be getting. You'll be getting, or whoever's going to be getting the free player pass. So like I said, before we get into the buffs that are going to be happening, I don't really want to bore you with my thoughts. I haven't even read over all of it, but I really do want to give you my thoughts. But before we do that, let's go over the speculation on the leaks. So thanks to Turtle, like I said, we do have this leak. We are going to be getting the EX Mawile. You can tell by the wheel, the wood, or not the wheel, the plate, or the base of the figurine. The wood, that's going to be an EX figure. Here's going to be a UX figure. So we have the EX Mawile and we have the UX Mawile. I'm super excited for the EX or the UX Mawile, the Mega Mawile. Sorry, I've been waiting for a Mega Mawile forever, and then we're gonna be getting the Diancie. I think that's how you say it. The Diancie. We're gonna have the EX Diancie, and then we're gonna have the Mega Evolution. So I want to speculate on first what we know is going to happen. So let's take a look at Azumarill. Azumarill, they already told us that we're going to be getting the huge power ability, and I'm so like that's like the competitive Azumarill. It had huge power. I think it doubled the damage or doubled the attack. Let me see it real quick. Raises the attack stat, doubles the attack stat. Exactly. But in Pokemon Duel, it says it's going to be plus 50. I believe that's what it said. So let's kind of take a look at Azumarill. Already made a wheel, already speculated on it. And then Sam, when we get this buffs and new figures, I like to bounce ideas off Sam because Sam is very knowledgeable in Pokemon. And he actually showed me some stuff that I really want to talk about. So Azumarill, I mean, look at the stats. I mean, it has HP, defense, attack. It's a physical attacker, okay? And because of the huge power, it doubles the attack. So what Azumarill had in OU, it typically had Play Rough, because that's its fairy move. And then it also had the, what was the other move? The Aqua Jet. Okay, so that's what I'm speculating it's going to have. But Sam showed me something somewhat interesting. If you go into the Pokedex entry from Alpha Sapphire, Azumarill can make balloons out of air. It makes these balloons if it spots a drowning Pokemon. The air balloons enable the Pokemon in trouble to breathe. Now, we do have a Pokemon that does have an attack called Balloon Flight, and that is the pre-Marina. So that helped me in spectating on what this wheel is going to have for Azumarill. So here's what I'm going to do for Azumarill. Azumarill is going to have, it's going to be rare, obviously, and it's going to be 2 MP. Here are the attacks. It's going to be Aqua Jet 50, the Balloon Flight, which, if you didn't know, in this Pokemon's next battle, it cannot be knocked out. And then the Play Rough. And the Play Rough is pretty good. It does have an asterisk to the attack. If you guys know, Mimikyu does have the Play Rough, but on the next turn, your opponent cannot use plates. Now, when it has the huge power ability, if this Pokemon is not affected by a special condition, it deals 50 plus damage, meaning Play Rough is going to be hitting for a whopping 130. Aqua Jet's going to be hitting for 110. Imagine putting Manaphy in this deck. The Play Rough's going to be hitting for 160. Imagine evolving it from the Marill, 170. Chaining it to 10, 180. This is going to be a staple in water decks. Dude, I'm so excited for this figure. I hope this is what the wheel is going to look like. This is kind of my speculation. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think about my Azumarill, and if there are better wheels, please let me know what you would use for the Azumarill. Now let's take a look at the speculation of what we have leaked. The Diancie. Diancie is going to be very, very interesting. Why? Because it is a rock and fairy. And according to my knowledge, which is not that great because I haven't even used a Rock Z move, but apparently, from what I've been told, the Rock Z move, if you use it and whoever's in a straight line, they get gain weight 9. So this figure is definitely going to be a threat with the dual typing of fairy and rock. It's going to have great Z moves. So let's take a look at Diancie and Mega Diancie and what their stats are and the majority of their attacks. So it looks like it's going to be a physical attack. Well, physical and special attack, they're both the same. That's for the Mega. And then for the EX, or just the base form, it's 100. So take a look at the attacks. It's got the Moon Blast, the Diamond Storm. I think that's like its main attack. I'd never seen Diancie used in competitive Pokemon, so I'm not sure if that's what it typically had. But this is what I gave my Diancie. So we're gonna have the Moon Blast. The reason why we're giving it Moon Blast is because it's gonna have support from the Cresselia, and you guys know with Cresselia it buffs Moon Blast by 50. I think it's by 50. So this Moon Blast with Cresselia on the board, it's gonna be hitting for 170 damage. Then we also gave it the Diamond Storm. The Diamond Storm, which in the competitive well, in the original series, it did have Diamond Storm now has a 50% chance to raise the user's defense by 2 stages if it hits and has accuracy of 95. So what we're going to do with the Diamond Storm, adjacent battle opponent gain weight. It should be 1, gain weight 1, or just gain weight. So we're giving it the Moonblast, going to be hitting for 170 with the Cresselia, and then Diamond Storm hitting for 140, and then we're also going to give it the Light Screen. Now, I wanted to give it the Trick Room, but I don't think Pokemon Duel is ready for Trick Room. I actually think a plate for Trick Room is going to be more... It makes more sense for Pokemon Duel opposed to it being an attack, because Trick Room, and forgive me, I don't know the correct turns, but Trick Room, I think it's for 5 turns. So like if you're slower, you go first. If you're faster, you go last. So I think how it would transition to Pokemon Duel, like if you're 3 MP for, I don't know, 7 turns, you would only have 1 MP. If you're 1 MP, you would have 3 MP. And if you're 2 MP, I haven't really connected the dots for that. So I don't think we're ready for Trick Room yet. So this is the wheel that I'm giving for the Diancie. And for the Mega Diancie, all we're going to do is we're going to increase the damage. So Moonblast will be 140, which will hit for 190 with the Cresselia, and then the Diamond Storm is going to be for 160. Now let's move on to the next figure, the Mawile, the EX Mawile, and the Mega Mawile. So taking a look at Mawile, it is a Steel Fairy type. It's going to have really good Z moves as well, because the Steel Z move, you guys know the Corkscrew, I think that's what it is, from Lucario. You can move 2 steps away, and then the Fairy, it's a 4-star purple, which benches you. So taking a look at the Mawile, it is relatively slow, but I think when you used it in competitive Duel, it had the Sucker Punch and the Play Rough. So here are the attacks: Play Rough, Sucker Punch, Iron Head. So, but take a look at the abilities. It does have... Oh, we totally forgot to talk about the Diancie's ability. Let's talk about Diancie's ability. Its ability is going to be Clear Body. This Pokemon's attack cannot be lowered by effects or abilities from opposing Pokemon, and its MP cannot be lowered. So let's go back to the Diancie. Let's go look at the Clear... Where's Diancie? The Clear Body ability. So in the Clear Body ability, prevents other Pokemon's moves or abilities from lowering the Pokemon's stats. Now let's take a look at stats in Pokemon Duel. Like, we have MP. I think that kind of refers to speed. That's why I kind of gave it the MP marker can't be lower than 2. The attack, that's why the attack damage can't be decreased. But then what about defense? I mean, defense, that's real. Like, what? How do you increase defense or negate defense from lowering in Pokemon Duel? Can't really. I mean, like gain weight or something like that. So I think what makes the most sense for the Diancie is this one. Attack cannot be lowered by effects or abilities, and the MP cannot be lowered. Now let's go back to Mawile's ability. It has the Hypercut, Intimidate, and Sheer Force. Now let's take a look at what Sheer Force can do. Removes additional effects to increase the power of moves when attacking. So what we did with the Mawile, we gave it the oh, that should say Sheer Force, not Huge Power. Whoops. Battle opponents of this Pokemon do not increase damage by effects or abilities. So if you have a Ray and you have Alteria's, Ray is still only going to be hitting for 140 or 150. But here are the moves that we're going to be giving the Mawile. We're giving it the Sucker Punch, the Gold Sucker Punch 90, and the Play Rough 130. I mean, it is an EX. And we're also going to be giving it the Baton Pass. Now, there is one other figure in Pokemon Duel that has the Baton Pass, and I believe that is Mime Jr. If one of your own Pokemon neighbors this Pokemon, the 2 switch places. Now, for the EX or for the UX Mawile, the Mega Mawile, what we're going to do is we're going to increase the Play Rough to 150, and the Sucker Punch is going to be 110. So here are my speculations for these 3 figures: Azumarill, Mawile, Mega Mawile, Diancie, and Mega Diancie. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think of my speculation of these figures, and if you have anything better, please let me know in the comments below. Now, let's get back into the buffs. Let's talk about the figures that have been changed. I'll give you my opinions on that. The first one is the Mega Salamence. Changed Hyper Beam 110 to Hyper Beam 140. I like that it increases the attack damage, but it decreased the size of the miss. I don't think it's going to make Mega Salamence more usable. You don't need to decrease the size of the miss. You need to increase the size of the fly, and you need to decrease the size of the damn dodge. Like, I don't even know how big that dodge is, but I think it's like in the 20s. Like, Mega Salamence does not need a dodge. I don't think it's enough to be used. Magirna. Change Dazzling Gleam 88 to Dazzling Gleam 99. Change Floor Cannon 120 to Floor Cannon 140. And I believe its ability, like every mon that gets KO'd, gets +3 like chains on it. So I still don't think it's enough to be used. Primarina. Change Sparkling Aria 119 to Sparkling Aria 139. Increase size of the Sing, decrease size of the miss. I still don't think it's enough. Like, the damage, and that's what I don't like about, like, I'm kind of scared of where this game is going to go, because damage, like, a year from now, 2 years from now, damage is going to be like in the 200s. Like, there needs to be some sort of balance or cutoff in terms of damage. But the Primarina, I mean, I don't know. I think it needs more consistency, because it has, like, what, a purple, it's got Sing, I think it has Aqua Jet, it's got the Sparkling Aria, and then it has a Balloon Flight. That's 4 things on the wheel. The Primarina just needs some consistency, in my opinion. I think it needs to get rid of one of the attacks. It is now possible for Primarina to have a miss. Wait, it's now possible for Primarina to have a miss of 0. Oh, okay. So basically, it's saying you don't. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that'll be good. I mean, obviously, not having a miss is good, but still, it's pretty inconsistent. 4 things on a wheel. Brionne changed the effect of the proactive ability. Poplio, which can change all opponents' purple attacks into misses, is popular to use against ghost-type decks. It's actually just popular in the meta because the meta is kind of purple-heavy. But our rare Brionne, which Poplio evolves, is not. No, it's really not. Now Brionne's proactive ability, which is able to increase Brionne's damage, can also increase Brionne's MP by 1 when it has evolved. Not enough. I don't like. Poplio is too good. The only way to make Brionne viable would be to add on to Poplio's ability by continuing to have the purples become a miss. So I still don't think people are going to use Brionne. Now with MP3, Brionne properly feels like a viable option, evolution to Poplio, and the evolution chain from Poplio to I don't think so. Dragonite. G was so hyped about Dragonite. Let's talk about it. Change Dragontail 120 to Dragontail 140. Okay, change extreme speed 80 to extreme speed 100. So basically, this figure is Kangaskhan, but can get KO'd. Like, Kangaskhan is good because it can't get KO'd by Ghost Mons unless it's status. This is basically Kangaskhan, except for instead of double edge, you can fly over and like gain weight. I honestly don't think it's enough. What's good, though, is the Dragonair. The Dragonair changed the effect of the Shed Skin ability. Now, Dragonair Shed Skin ability, in addition to allowing Dragonairs to remove special conditions from itself, can enable Dragonair to evolve from... Well, let's think about it, because it does have the purple, right? So you kind of have to land the purple to not only status your opponent, but then status yourself. Then you can use its ability to evolve. I don't know if that's really, like... I think what it should have just done was given the Dragontail... if it hits Dragontails and it benches them on, it should enable it to evolve. I think that would have been way better, because the Dragontail is more likely to spin than whatever its purple is. So I mean, I like that you can evolve off that, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough for people to actually run Dragonair. Once evolved, Dragonite will gain 1 MP with its speed booster ability, and it will be able to capitalize on its increased base damage. I don't know if we're in a damage meta right now. It's more like Cyclone Kicks, Moongeist Beams, like, I don't know, cross counters, Sunstrike Steals. Like, I honestly don't think the increase in damage really matters. Wigglytuff changed pound 50 to pound 100. Jigglypuff changed Hyper Voice 70 to Hyper Voice 140. It got a 100% increase. I think 100% increase. Quick math. Please let me know if that's a 100% increase. But damn, dude, a Jigglypuff? Why is Jigglypuff hitting for 140? Although, granted, I believe the Hyper Voice is very small, but still, 140? That's crazy. Change Double Slab 40 to Double Slab 60. Igglybuff, increase the size of Sing, decrease the size of a miss. Igglybuff is pretty cheesy. Like, if you have your Z gauge up, you have a Mon on the opponent's entry points, you pull the switch, you Igglybuff Z move onto the goal, assuming the opponent has a Pokemon on the goal. They bench him, and then if the opponent tries to attack the Igglybuff can move onto the goal because of its ability. So, I don't know. I don't know about the Igglybuff. Mr. Mime, change Psychic to Dazzling Gleam. I mean, a lot of fairy types, it's popular for them to have the Dazzling Gleam, so I can kind of see where they're going for here. The White Attack Psychic, which does not have any additional effects, will be replaced with the White Attack Dazzling Gleam, which has an additional effect that makes adjacent opposing Pokemon spin. If they spin a gold attack, they are knocked out. This change will make Mr. Mime significantly more viable against Pokemon with gold attacks like Marshall. I mean, I understand it. Mr. Mime is pretty decent. I mean, we don't really see it though, but it's pretty decent because Mons can't move through it, and then it does have, I forgot what the purple is, but it like confuses that Pokemon or Pokemon adjacent, or it's 2 steps away. I can't necessarily remember. I kind of do want to see more Mr. Mime. Marill added the Huge Power ability. Marill will be getting a new ability, Huge Power, and this ability will also be given to Azumarill, which is scheduled to be available from this maintenance. Huge Power is an effect ability that increases the damage the Pokemon deals by 50 as long as the Pokemon is not affected by a special condition. You can expect good things from Common, Marill, and Azumarill. Dude, I can't wait. Please don't let me down. I want Azumarill in Water Decks, and I want that hitting for 150 plus. So this basically tells us we're going to be having, well, I mean, who knows if we're going to be having a gym. I mean, we got these buffs in the Z-Powered update. We all thought we were going to have a Dark and Psychic gym. We haven't seen it yet. We have the tournament that's going on right now. Well, now we're getting buffs from Dragon and Fairy. So one can assume we're going to have, well, like I said, hopefully we're going to have a Fairy and Dragon gym, because I need to see a gym, man. I need to see a gym ASAP. I'm over the tournament. Done with that. I'm ready for the leaks. I'm ready for these buffs. I really want Azumarill. I mean, everybody's going to be getting Azumarill. It's a free figure. Please be good. Please have Play Rough for 80 damage. Please. Please. So, we're going to cut the video right there because I've already rambled way too much, and I need to check out Kahenkio's video. And like I said, if you have not seen it or you're not subbed to him, the link is in the description below. Tomorrow, we will be streaming, which is in roughly like 8 hours. We'll be streaming, so be sure to tune into there, twitch.tv/Rico_EXE. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.